Not all readings will resonate with every member of the collective. And today, our first card is the Balancing Act. This reading has to apply to many people in the collective from a general perspective, but a large amount of this reading has to do with love and what's going on in someone's life right now. So currently, if this reading will resonates with you, you are a person who is balancing a lot. And Spirit keeps saying much too much, much too much, much too much work for no reason, going nowhere for no reason. It's like kind of discombobulated, the message that I'm getting here. But it's not only Spirit that feels this way, but the person who is going to be observing you in the very near future is also seeing this. Just you're juggling way too much and you're not getting the rewards out of this situation that you deserve. So we have some type of love coming into your life, and we're going to get into that in a second. But for now, where the Balancing Act is concerned, this is somebody who's very calm on the surface, kind of like a duck sitting on water, but yet there's a lot of movement under the water. You are doing a lot and you're keeping it together. But Spirit is saying that you are going to move into an aspect of your life in the near future that's going to bring about a little bit of change in the distribution of power in your life and responsibilities. And this is actually going to come at a time that you need it the most. So it's not that you're incompetent. You're very competent. You're very capable. You could continue doing things on your own without any problem, no sweat off your back. But the thing about this is that somebody's coming into your life, and they're coming into your life for a bigger plan, a bigger purpose. And you're going to be forced to sit in the back seat here. And usually you sit front and center. You've got perfect control, but somebody else is coming in, and there's going to be other people with them to kind of direct your horses. They're not going to demand that you let go of the reins. They're just going to be directing your horses. Okay. Spirit is saying that you're going to have to take advantage of situations while the getting's good. So if this situation manifests to your advantage and it's a little bit different and takes you out of your comfort zone, take the help while you can. We see coming together. So that brings some purpose to the Balancing Act. Obviously, when you're dealing with others, working with others, dealing with a new relationship, you've got to balance the needs of yourself and your partner. But at the same time, this could also suggest new pets, new children, family, relationships, friendships. But really, this has a lot to do with love, sharing love, reciprocity, etc. So stick around if you want to find out who you are. Let's do an energy check and who your person is. So now we're passing the 3-minute threshold here. And if you're tuning in on YouTube or Lemon or Facebook Reels, you're going to have to click the link at the bottom of the screen to hear the rest of the reading. So right now we have the Prince of Cups, and this represents whomever this reading resonates with. The Prince of Cups is associated with the Knight of Cups, which is pretty cool because the Knight of Cups shows up for the position of whomever's coming into your life, and yet you are the Prince of Cups. And this doesn't mean you're male or female, although I'm getting a strong feminine energy around this reading. This can apply to both genders. Prince of Cups here. This is a very mysterious energy. This is somebody who keeps to themselves. This is somebody who can be loving and very charming, and they can be all about pursuing their emotional desires. However, this is a person who is very subtle and quiet in their approach. So if this reading pertains to you, you can be perceived as somewhat as a mystery and yet emotionally detached at times, because there is also this element of air with this card. You know, a lot of the times when you see the Knight of Cups, you see this amalgamation of water and fire and steam, but there's also air here. You see the eagle here, you see the steam rising into the air. This is somebody who's a thinker, and what they do is they utilize their emotional impulses and they think about how they're going to apply these emotional impulses. And in this sense, this card has a lot to do with the Holy Grail, pursuing the Holy Grail of one's life. So this person is a big thinker, and they're kind of detached with their emotions for a reason, because they wish to pursue intellectual pursuits. They're kind of pushing away and sharing their emotions with others. They're pushing away embracing others in relationships so that they can pursue intellectual pursuits. This is somebody who is utilizing their intellect only for themselves, and they're doing this in order to balance all of their needs and ambitions. And this is coming to a bit of an end, a surprising end, because they're coming together with somebody new in their life. So if this reading resonates with you, you're the person who pushes away your emotional needs for intellectual pursuits. But there is an end to this, because when you focus too much on the intellectual impulses for pursuing your passions to the point where you isolate yourself and feel somewhat confused about your ongoing purpose, what happens is that you're pushing other people away. And when you're doing that, and sometimes becoming moody, etc., there has to come an end to this. And whomever this reading resonates with, you have been kind of encouraging your ego more so than other aspects of your personality, and you've got to go through a bit of a transformation in order to bring power into your life. Up until now, you've almost come across as somewhat greedy and selfish to other people, although you're not that person. So there is an end coming here to certain aspects of your approach so that you can bring security and wealth and stability into your life. And you're doing this with the assistance of somebody else who's going to bring a balance to whatever it is that you've been working on. Because in all honesty, you're probably a very soft, loving person, but because you've had to isolate yourself so much in order to obtain this sense of security and achieve this holy grail of aspirations in your life, people have judged you in an inappropriate manner. And that Ace of Swords is showing that you are capable of powerful things, breakthroughs, new plans, and bringing clarity. You're all about using your head over your heart. But this person that's coming into your life is saying, no, why don't we use your heart and move forward with that and embrace that more. Let's bring balance to all of the wonderful things that you have to offer and that you deserve. If you're a person that this reading resonates with, you may have even been dealing with a lot of headaches, issues with your nervous system. And with this new person that's coming into your life, they help put an end to that. They kind of bring in that missing link into your life. And when they come into your life, there's going to be a lot of talking, there's going to be a lot of communication between the two of you. This person is carrying a lot of the same water energy and emotions that you have to offer yourself and others. And under regular circumstances, they might seem a little flaky at times. They might seem a little wishy-washy, but this person comes in to you while you also have mastery over the Ace of Swords energy. And they communicate with you, and they talk to you, and they want to pursue something with you. This person is very romantic. They're very sensual. I get the feeling that they're a very good kisser. The letters F and T have a strong resonance with this reading. They're very romantic. They're very into family orientation. This is something you've been pushing out of your life and away from your life while pursuing your wants and needs. But this person is going to show you that you can have everything you desire with family, love, and life at your side. And they are capable of planning long term with you. They are capable of balancing your needs, their needs, and the needs of life. They're capable of alleviating your fears and making plans so that you guys can handle the challenges of life. They understand that you might not want to pursue traditional arrangements. They're willing to take you away from structures that are confining in order to find healing, hope, and happiness with you.